Hey there, YouTubers, how you guys doing? Well, I'm here to finally get my review out on the Excalibur tank. Now, from other places it can be called the rocket tank, the Apollo tank, the grenade tank. I know it as the Excalibur because that's where I get it from. And as you can see, I have it on my Excalibur twist battery. I've had a lot of problems with this. I was almost so frustrated with this tank, I almost tossed it. I so badly just want to take it and throw it out. But me, I never give up. I keep working at it, and I tweak and monkey around with it until I get it to where I like it. I got it to where it's working, it's not leaking, no gurgliness, it's doing everything that a tank should do, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Now, it did take me a lot of tweaking and rebuilding, trying to rebuild the heads until I came up with a system that I could rebuild the head and do it with no soldering iron, no tools necessary, just the wick and wire, and it's working really well. Now, the original design had the positive end with a wire. I'm going to pull out the other head to show you, even though this one here is somewhat tweaked, but I'll pull this piece off and that. Where's the original center post thing? Okay. I got bags with parts from heads and everything. Now, originally it had this little tiny thing here. There's a hole in one side of it that a wire, the positive wire, ran down through. Then the negative wire, like any other device, ran along the outside against the side of this. Well, that positive wire, positive end, was hooked up to a non-resistance wire that ran from about here down. And it was soldered on. If I can get this pin pulled out. No. Yeah, this one here is shot. I may not be able to rebuild this one like I originally planned, so I may have to buy another one. But it came down and was soldered to that center pin. I may be able to get that rebuilt without short. Yeah, I ain't gonna try it, I'll just buy another head. But that was soldered up there, and what I did to make the heads rebuildable is I took parts from many different devices, parts from a Kanger T2. Yeah, it's just T2 and the head from that. And what I did is I took that wire, I took the center pin from a Kanger that used to go into the bottom of the Kanger, because the Kanger is the silicone piece that goes right there, like this one here that just broke when I was trying to get that center pin out. That happens to the Kangers too after a while, and I just buy new heads. And when I bought the new heads for the Kanger the last time, Kanger changed their heads, so I pulled them apart, I put them in the other heads, and I'm going to show you guys a little video on that too. But I took the center pin, I put it in that little silicone piece. I did my coil, put the wire down in the center, took the other wire that I have that runs down the center, put it in there, and took that center pin from the Kanger and pushed it in there. And then what I did is put the wick down in, got in place, and that wire stuck out on this end. I had that little silica piece and pushed the wire in, pushed that pin in, and I took the wire and cut off the excess and whatever I couldn't get cut off. I actually took a screwdriver and gently pushed it underneath that pin, which leaves me with an easy way to rebuild the head, not have any leaks, not have problems with shorting out or anything like that. Sorry, I got a tank of drink. But not any problems with shorting out. It's working good. It's actually capable of holding a lower ohm because the wire I have in there is thicker than the original. The original wire I think I threw away, which I know I did. It's a real thin wire, and it's got really thin plastic coating on it. And when I would rebuild a head and I tried it with that wire got red. And for non-resistance copper wire to get red like that, it's telling me it wasn't really designed for you to be rebuilding. So that's why I used the thicker wires, so I can build whatever ohm I want that my battery's capable of pushing. This battery will not push below a 2 ohm cardo or below 2 ohms at all. So I gotta remember, I gotta build at least 2 ohms or better in anything I use on this. Now, VV Novas, you guys all know their heads are off. The 1.8 ohm heads are usually around the 2.2 to 2.3 ohm. So my VV Novas I have no problems with. But overall, I'm very pleased with my redesign of this head to where I can rebuild it, and I can rebuild it to where it works properly and not leak and not give me hair pulling. I mean, I wanted to rip my hair out with this thing, because every time I went to use it with the original heads, it leaked. My battery was always full. The connector was always full of juice. You couldn't use it because every time you used it, it gurgled all the time. Well, with a few little modifications to the head, which you shouldn't have to do to begin with, I got it working and working properly, like a tank should. So, would I recommend this to a new vapor? No. Would I buy it again? Yeah. I'd buy it again. I'd buy it again with a couple of Kanger T2 heads and rebuild it the way I want it. If I had known this before I bought this one, I would have never bought it. I was so aggravated when I first got it. I was close enough to throw it away than to rebuild, trying to figure a way to rebuild it and get it to work. I was so frustrated. I gave up on it numerous times. I was like, I rebuilt it once, it fried my one battery. I rebuilt it again, it fried something else. I was like, you know what, I'm going to rebuild it again. This is going to be my last try. But I have a couple of parts from other heads around. I'm going to try, see if I can get it to work. I've had this together for about a week. Actually, it will be a week tomorrow. and it's been used that whole week. I've gone through about 10 mil of juice in it already, and it's working perfectly fine. I'm not having no issues, no leaking, no gurgling. I think it's all due to the modifications I've done to the top of the head along with everything else, but it's working really good. I'm satisfied with it, but I don't think you should have to modify something when you buy it to get it to work the way you want it to. Other than that, I cannot recommend it. I will not recommend it. If you're a new vapor and you're looking at these tanks, go somewhere else. Go with the newest, greatest thing that I haven't bought yet. Go get a Kanger T3. They're much better. They work, from what I've heard, they work way better. I'm gonna be getting one to do testing on, so I can give you guys a review. But unfortunately, money's tight on my end. It always has been. I gotta get more DIY stuff first. I got a lot of things that are on my well, I'll tell you in my next video. So, thanks for watching. Vape on, and catch you later.